Start the year with a bang. All right. Where's what cash? Come on. Go ahead and record.
All right, Commissioners, if you're ready, I'm going to go ahead and start recording. You didn't unmute.
Recording in progress.
Oh, okay. I thought you were waving at us.
He did. Hey, there you go. There you go. Okay, good afternoon, and welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of County Road Commissioners of the County of Kalamazoo for January 2nd, 2024. Happy New Year. Ms. Ryder, would you please read the remote participation instruction?
This meeting is being provided under Act 267 of the Public Acts of 1976 as amended, or commonly referred to as the Open Meetings Act. During public comment, participants will have the opportunity to address the board at the beginning of the meeting and at the end of the meeting for non-agenda items. Public comments should be provided at the podium in order to ensure proper audio. Public comments, statements, or questions shall be limited to not more than 3 minutes for each person addressing the board. To provide public comment by Zoom, use the raise hand feature in the Zoom application. The host will ask you to unmute. For telephone audio, use *9. Use *6 to toggle back and forth between mute and unmute. As you participate in the meeting, your microphone will be placed on mute. The chat feature shall only be used to address any technical issues for public participation.
Thank you very much. We've changed our agenda somewhat for 2024, so the next item will be the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please join me? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The next item will be a reading of part of our mission by Vice Chair Pulaski today.
Thank you, Chair. The goal of the Board of the County Road Commissioners of the County of Kalamazoo is using our expertise, energy, and funds to provide the safest and most convenient road system possible and to contribute to the economic development and high quality of life throughout the county. Our goal is to maintain a county road system that is safe and convenient for public travel and to manage the roadside environment with a view towards preservation.
Thank you very much. Next item would be approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Support. A motion from Commissioner Boersma with support from Commissioner Stayhauer for approval of the agenda. Any questions or comments on the agenda? Any changes or notices? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. It has been approved. The next item would be approval of the minutes for the following: the December 19th Board of County Road Commissioners Road Tour and the December 19th Road of County Commissioners Board Meeting. I didn't say that correctly. Our Road Commissioners Board Meeting. Do I have a motion on those, please?
So moved. Support.
So a motion from Commissioner Stayhauer?
Yes.
With support from Commissioner Boersma for approval of the minutes. Any questions or comments or changes on those? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We have approved the minutes for those two events. The next item would be approval of payroll and vendor accounts as presented. Do I have a motion on that, please?
So moved.
Support.
I have a motion from Vice Chair Pulaski with support from Commissioner Boersma for approval of the payroll and vendor accounts. Any questions, comments, or feedback on those? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the payroll and vendor accounts, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. They have been approved. Okay, we have a request for approval of expense reports for the following: Commissioners Pulaski, Stayhauer, Boersma, and for Managing Director Johnson. I'll make a motion on that.
I'll support.
Do I have support? Okay. Motion by Commissioner Brennan with support from Commissioner Stayhauer for approval of the expense reports. Any questions or comments on these? Okay, all those in favor of approving the expense reports as presented, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Thank you. I'll get mine in this. I already got it in. It's just too late. Okay. All right. We've reached the first portion in our meeting where we are open to public comment on non-agenda items. Do we have anyone wishing to address the board at this point in time? Commissioner Gessler, please step forward. Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year to you. I'm John Gissler, County Commissioner, and I'm picking up sort of where I left off last time around. There are Avello discount coupons good to get you from here to Orlando between now and the end of June. They will be worth $25 a piece. I know Keisha has used some, and with good success, I think. I didn't hear back to anything to the contrary. And I'm hopeful that somewhere during the meeting today, you will cover the response that you've received by asking for your staff to voluntarily offer their sex, ethnicity, and race. I understand that is not going very well, and it was actually supposed to be finished some weeks ago. So I'll be listening for that. Thank you.
We'll let the manager cover that during a management review time.
Sounds good. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
And
you, sir.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Anyone else wishing to address the board at this point in time on a non-agenda item? Anyone online? None? Okay, moving forward. Unfinished business. We have a request for approval of the draft resolution in support of infrastructure funding and alternative fuel vehicles. Managing Director.
All right, at our November 7th board meeting, we presented this in draft form. At that time, I know Commissioner Pulaski and others have sought feedback from our state and federal delegation, just trying to get some feedback. I think what was important to us too at that time was to ensure that we did get some feedback and we weren't just going to eventually potentially present a resolution without first giving folks an opportunity to provide feedback or weigh in. So since that time, I also had a variety of feedback, including Charleston Township Supervisor Jerry Vanderroost. So what you have before you is information as it pertains to the November 7th draft resolution, as well as an update after working with our chair and our vice chair. Again, it's continuing to promote the mix of fixes in transportation revenue. It also asks that the state, and again, it's not noted necessarily on the federal side, but it is attributable to the federal side as well, that the state have a bipartisan commission, including county road agency as the subject matter experts, to really talk about what the focus is going to be on infrastructure funding with the development of alternative fuel vehicles. Just a couple statistics, as a matter of fact, that I just received today. The sales of alternative fuel vehicles in 2022 was 7.3%, and currently it's 9% of light-duty sales, so there is a slight uptick in 2023 versus 2022. Also, the County Road Association, in their legislative update dated December 21st, which was the last one, it talks about Governor Whitmer also creating a growing Michigan Together Council. There is nothing within that at this point that really talks about future funding. There is some comments about future proofing the infrastructure for climate change and examining an alternative dedicated funding source to maintain road infrastructure. The media immediately picked up on the fact that no dollars were proposed for road funding in the report. And also, there was no discussion of replacement road funding for EVs, hybrids, or now H2 vehicles. Also have the December newsletter from the Road Commission for Oakland County. There's also an article within that talks about the concern is growing about the impact of EVs on road funding. I'll just read a couple excerpts from it. In that it says, yes, meaning electric vehicles do pay a slightly higher Michigan vehicle registration fee, but that does not come close to replacing the revenue they would contribute to the road system if they were paying the gas tax. Further, it goes on to state the state legislature and the governor's office seem to have begun to acknowledge the EV road funding problem and have agreed to begin studying the issue. I have no specifics on that at this point. However, many in the industry fear that the wheels of state government will turn slowly, and by the time the state identifies a solution, Michigan road funding will have taken a substantial hit. Anyone who shares this concern is encouraged to convey that sentiment to their state legislators. So that's some of the reasons behind the resolution before you. The thought process is if the board were to approve such a resolution, we would share that with the various entities in the county, the state, as well as our federal delegation to hopefully promote this very important topic and discussion moving forward.
Thank you very much. Do we have a motion on this one, please?
So moved.
Support.
A motion from Commissioner Boersma with support from, was it Vice Chair?
No.
Oh, Commissioner Stayhauer for discussion on this one. Any comments or questions on this? Vice Chair Pulaski.
Sure. I just want to mention or clarify, I did not get a hold of Congressman Heisinga's office. I was planning on talking to Trevor Tenbrink about this, but it was only the state officials that I did talk to. And I did talk to our entire state delegation from Kalamazoo County directly, except for Minority Leader Hall. I talked to Tim Culver, his district director, chief of staff, I'm not sure his title. So did reach out to all of them. All of them are aware. I also offered a tour of our new facility to all of them as well. So that's all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I would also mention that I had conversation with Tim Culver from Matt Hall's office today concerning that. Commissioner Boersma?
Yes, one question for the managing director. What is our unmet need? In our capital improvement plan, we have, recall seeing a bottom line where we had many projects that we just can't do because we don't have the money to do that. And as years go out from now 2024 moving forward, that list of projects seems to increase. And I would hope that this resolution would fall on fertile ground with their legislative partners in Lansing and in Washington. But just a back of the envelope, what is the unmet need and going forward?
Well, I'm going to draw that figure not necessarily from the 5-year CIP that has a variety of different roads by township of unmet needs. I'm going to draw it from our asset management plan, and I'm going to look to Mark here, but I believe it was close to $7 million annually. Am I off on that?
Closer to 12 million.
12 million, so see, there you go.
It's a shortfall.
Annually. So,
For the county of Kalamazoo.
correct.
And does that gap expand in years out? That $12 million, does it become $13 million and $15 million and so on and so forth?
It does. Our current asset, Mark Warden, Engineering and Public Relations Director, it does. It expands out, and we set that rate of inflation conservatively. We put it at 3%, so it does expand. And we know that our revenues are not keeping up with inflation, so the gap grows by 3% annually.
Thank you.
Can I ask a follow-up question on that?
Certainly.
I'm sorry for Commissioner Boersma. Do you think that's something we should add to the resolution? Or is it just more so just to understand what that potential?
It might be a good whereas point. Whereas the current road commission of Kalamazoo County gap or unmet need is $12 million. And at a rate of inflation of 3% moving forward, that gap is going to increase, so on and so forth. And
Item of interest, 12 million is 33% of our, a little more than 33% of our annual budget.
yes,
I think that context is important if it's added. I think it can be supporting documentation, another approach.
Well, I think what we could do if we did want, if the board so chooses to add a whereas clause for that, we can also link them to our transportation asset management plan, you
Right.
know, within the document if we have it in electronic form, because it kind of helps connect the dots in terms of what we do. And the other pieces, if I'm not mistaken, that includes, does that include our roads and bridges, or it includes roads and bridges? So I think that's an important thing to remember too, that part of our network includes our bridge structures.
Anything else, sir?
no, thank you.
You're
Thank
entirely
you.
welcome. Point of order, would that be would we move the approval of this resolution to our next meeting with that modification, or can we include that in discussion point and approve it now?
You can add that to the discussion point and amend there was already a motion, was there not?
There's a motion to approve.
So inclined to have the individual who made the motion, the commissioner who made the motion, amend their motion to include that, we can still take care of it. You can still take care of it at this meeting.
You're the maker.
You're the maker.
So, yeah, so I put forward a motion to amend the draft to include a whereas section, which would reflect the 12% or $12 million unmet need of the road commission in Kalamazoo County, which increases by 3% per annum moving forward, and perhaps with a hyperlink to a
Asset management.
supporting documentation.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have support?
Amendment supported?
Okay. Any further discussion or comments? Okay, all those in favor of approving this with the
I think we have to
amendment?
vote on the amendment first, and then on the,
I don't think, you made a motion as part of,
You do, as long as Commissioner Boersma, you made the motion, you amended your motion, there was not a vote taken, you can take a vote on the amendment.
Okay.
okay?
Right.
Okay, all those in favor of approval signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. So we have approved that with amendment. Very good, thank you very much. New business. Request approval of the commercial cleaning services bid 2023-26. Managing Director.
Well, we appreciate our current commercial cleaning or janitorial service of this facility who extended their previous year contract to get us through until we have our move-in date. This bid includes performing commercial cleaning at our new office building. There are a variety of different specifics required in terms of tasks for cleaning. Just a note that our current new facility, office building, would have approximately 33,400 square feet. So obviously we have a lot larger footprint than we have here. The bids did come in, and at this point, we are recommending that the board award the commercial cleaning services bid number 2023-26 to Detail Experts for $30,100. Just a note to make mention that we currently pay a little over $22,000 at the existing facility, this facility. So again, $30,100. They were the low bidder meeting specifications with the option to extend the bid for 3 one-year extensions by the mutual agreement of both parties.
Thank you very much. Excuse me, do I have a motion on this one, please?
So moved.
Support?
Motion for Vice Chair Pulaski with support from Commissioner Stayower for approval of the cleaning services bid. Any questions or comments? Commissioner Boersma.
Yeah, I'm looking at the bid amounts, and Detail Experts is, I don't know, less than half the highest bid, and considerably less, almost the third less than the second lowest bid. Not having any experience with this sort of thing, is there some magic to that different numbers?
Well, here's the good news. We had more than one bidder, right?
Yes,
So
we
that's
did.
the good news, right? So that's the good news. Our team did go through and ask questions and make sure that the detail experts could meet our requirements. As you know from reading the board material, they are out of, most of their clients have been on the east side of the state, but we have been reassured that they are able to meet our bid. I will tell you, even for this facility over the years, we've struggled with janitorial, commercial cleaning type services. So based on the pricing and based on our comfort level and discussions with them, that's why we continue to make the bid award recommendation to you today. So I don't know that there's any magic in it. All I can tell you is it certainly is a viable option in comparison to the others.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Any further discussion or comment? Commissioner Stayhauer?
It indicates a 12-month period. That would be from occupancy of the new facility, 12 months.
That is my understanding.
Okay.
You know, I have to, actually, I'm going to pause there for a second. We're not planning, obviously, we're not going to be cleaning the facility until we have occupancy, right?
Right.
But I'm not sure about that. Now that I say that, I'm going to look to maybe Bill or Ann, if you know for sure. We might have to get back with you on that because typically the bid extensions, usually they come in like in November, December.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure that that is still a March to March date or if it is just to the end of 2024. Can I follow up with you on that? I might have spoken too soon.
That's okay. We asked for a monthly fee times 12 months.
Yeah.
So it's reflected in all the bids. It's not going to, in the end, change the outcome.
No.
But
No, but I will
Okay.
get that clarified because I just, for in terms of our extension protocol, I'll just make sure.
thank you.
Okay. Any further comments or questions on this? Okay. All those in favor of approving the cleaning services bid, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. It has been approved. Item B, request approval of the grubbing bucket attachment for Great All purchase. Managing Director.
All right. Well, we appreciate the board's support of our purchase of our Great All excavator, actually in April of 2023. That was a huge investment on all of our parts at $460,000. We have certainly put that equipment to use.
Yes.
Looks like we currently have about 848 hours on it. This particular item was part of our capital outlay budget for 2024. Basically, compared to the simple bucket, there's a visual of that within your board packet. This one has teeth on it, for lack of a better word. But using a bucket with the teeth can reduce the strain on our equipment, especially in terms of digging capacity, which is why we have put that on our capital outlay budget. The capital outlay has $11,000 for this particular piece of equipment. The request today is for $7,825. It's actually under our capital outlay estimate. So we are recommending that the board approve the purchase of a grubbing bucket attachment for the Great All of a 48-inch excavating bucket with teeth for $7,825 from AIS Construction Equipment through the My Deal Purchasing Program.
May I have a motion on this one, please?
So moved.
Support?
I have a motion from Commissioner Boersma with support from Commissioner Stayhauer, I believe, yes?
Yep.
Okay, for approval. Any questions or comments on this one? This has been an extremely useful vehicle for us, especially our ability to move it around at will with highway speed capability. Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We have approved the purchase of the bucket. We've reached the second portion in our agenda where we are open to public agenda on non-agenda items. Do we have anyone else wishing to address the board today or anyone wishing to address the board on another issue at this point in time? Commissioner Boersma, or Commissioner Kistler. Yeah, Commissioner Boersma, I'm used to him. No, come on up, John.
I'll let you go, Commissioner.
It's called that pattern speech I get into. You know?
Excuse me, I should have mentioned this initially. I'm John Gisler, County Commissioner, and the County Commission meets tonight. We have no 4 o'clock because that's where you start doing some business, and we will be doing no business tonight at the 7 o'clock meeting, just electing officers. So if that turns your crank, 7 o'clock's the time, and if that, if you got something better to do, I'd say do it. We'll take care of that business, and then we'll get down to business at the next meeting.
Very good.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much, sir. Anyone else wishing to address the board on a non-agenda item at this time? Okay, moving forward into managing director's time.
All right, well, the first item I'll address to the board is the comment by Commissioner Gisler as a result of the questioning regarding the EEOC. I can tell you, as a small employer, our organization has given our current and future employees the option to respond to the county voluntarily, I should say, respond to the county with their EEOC status. And that is how we have responded to that. What the results of that are, I am not aware, and nor do I know whether it's quote-unquote going good or bad. Our employees have given can voluntarily provide that information to the county, and we have responded accordingly.
Would you please discuss the actual action that we took with providing mailings to?
As a small employer, we are not required to collect the EEOC-related information, I should say, and in a way to respectfully respond to the requests that we had. Each of our employees, as well as those that come in for the future, have been given a form where they have the opportunity to complete that voluntarily. It is a voluntary effort, and they can then mail that information to the county administrator.
We provided forms and self-addressed stamp envelopes.
Yes, sir.
To do that.
Yes, sir. And that was, in our view, a very positive way to hopefully respond, as well as our employees understanding that the request was made from the county. And so we respectfully provided that to our employees in response, and they can choose to respond or not respond. That's totally up to them. It is a voluntary effort.
Okay. Question or comment? Vice Chair?
I'll just comment that and the outstanding way that our road commission staff handled the situation with the county and what I feel was a unreasonably timed request by them. And in the limited time they gave us, I thought our team here did an outstanding job of both respecting the rules that we need to play by, but also helping guide the county into where they're looking to be. So I just want to say kudos to our staff. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I just would like to add to Commissioner Pulowski's comments. That was done with staff, discussing that with the board, collaboration, discussion about what we should do. It wasn't done single-handed by staff without board support. It was done with board support, informed support. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? Commissioner Gisler.
I figured you guys had better information than I did. I think the reverse is the case. May I tell you what I knew as a letter?
If you would come up here.
Sure.
Thanks, Mike. Keep me out of trouble.
Yeah. Commissioner Gisler, yes.
Yeah, the form, which I have a copy of here, that went out on the 17th of October. I got feedback from the administrator's office on the 20th of December, and the request was that it be returned within 30 days of the October 17. So this was more than an extra month to respond. And Kevin reported that there were 4 responses. One filled out the form and said he was a white male American. One said they preferred not to answer, and 2 returned the envelopes empty. So you got one of your people that
Wish to
did
voluntarily.
what the county commission, and I will tell you, I did not vote for this. I thought this was a silly thing to do. And I salute the road commission employees for seeing it as the silly thing that it is and basically not cooperating. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Gisler. Managing Director, anything else on this, or would you like to go forward with your report?
I just want to add, I think it's important to note that Commissioner Gisler and to our fellow commissioners here and county commissioners is we do not know those results, and nor do we need to know those results. Again, it truly is a voluntary effort, and as an equal opportunity employer and a small employer at that, you know, again, we respectfully responded, and we will leave it at that.
Thank you. Let's go forward to your report, please.
Yes, please, thank you. Okay, well, the first thing I wanted to show is, again, kudos to our team here. Kudos to Sarah Phillips, our communications administrator, and drone pilot. With that, in December, she was able to capture a beaver dam on Shaver Road. We do chase beavers. We don't talk about it a lot. So she took some footage, and we thought maybe we would just take a moment as we kick off 2024 and show a little bit of our work, her work, I should say, and our team's work with the beaver dam. So
All the people know is culverts get jammed up and they have no idea how, why, or what we have to do about it.
yeah. So yes,
Certainly.
please come on up. I'm sorry. Yes.
Bill DeYoung, General Superintendent. Very nice job on this, Sarah. I just wanted to preclude it a little bit. No, well, you can start it up and I can narrate through it a little bit. The main goal of this, the ask was to come out and show our new portable traffic signals. As the reason she was asked to come out there.
Sure.
Because how efficient we are with those, not having two traffic regulators out there all day long while we perform this work. But she got excellent shots and excellent video of us actually in the water, clearing a beaver obstruction out of a culvert going underneath Shaver Road. As you see, the vehicles just self-regulating through our portable traffic signals, going through there, no incidents at all. They didn't yell at the portable traffic signals.
And no one was injured.
No one was injured.
Yes.
And no beavers were injured in the making of this document. So we have 2 residents that live on Rolling Hill off Shaver Road. They're actually Portage, City of Portage residents, but they are affected by this culvert on Shaver Road. Sure. So when there's a blockage or something, the lake level rises and it gets dangerously close to their level of land next to the channel back to where they live. So Bob and Helen Coleman call me at any time it rises. So I'm very much aware of when there's something that needs to be looked at. Probably 2 to 4 times a year we have to go out there and remove some kind of debris out of this culvert. But again, I drive this road every day and I never knew it looked like that.
Right.
It looks very nice from up above. Just another use for our great alt that we're getting the grubbing bucket attachment for.
Yes.
Sure. Yep.
And this is, you know, snow on the ground. We have employees in the water. They do have neoprene waders on, so.
Yeah.
Is that our
And short
apprentice?
sleeves.
Oh, yeah. They're working hard. No, you gotta do that so you don't get your sleeves wet.
Bill, was that our apprentice out there as well?
There was. And our team leader, Mr. McClish up there, directing.
What are they doing?
Oh.
So what we do, we have a cable that we keep in this culvert. Because it's hard to fish something through there every time.
Sure.
So once we got the cable fished through, we leave it there all the time.
Oh.
So then we can just attach our implement that we drag through there to it. And we always have that cable in there.
Smart.
And we have that at a couple locations throughout the county of some problem areas that we have.
So what does the cable pull through?
It's a homemade contraption. It's like a boat anchor,
Okay.
like a trident anchor, the
Sure.
3-prong
Yeah.
anchor
Yeah.
that drags through and just snags any kind of debris through it,
Yep.
pulls it right through. I don't know if you see it or not, you might. They're just trying to pull the cable through right now, back through after you pulled it. That's our shear on the end of that, but yeah. We're just using that as a pulling method.
And Bill, we've tried various means of addressing our beaver-related issues.
We have.
Oh, fair enough.
We're not allowed to trap them
Okay.
No.
because that's not our property.
Sure.
We're not allowed to do anything other than keep clearing the debris out of the culverts. We've tried putting objects in front of the culvert, diversion, but Eagle doesn't like that.
I was gonna say,
So
is
we're
it
not
the
allowed to do
DNR
that.
or Eagle who owns the beavers?
I know who owns the deer, I'm not sure who owns the beaver.
I'm assuming it's the same people.
But nice job on the videos.
No, wonderful.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Nice job. Nice job.
Okay.
No beaver coats for sale.
Or hats, no?
No. It's just again, I think this just showcases, number one, our team, again, the aerial views and the drone footage and ways that we can continuously try to showcase the things that we do. If anybody's got some better ideas on how to address those issues, please feel free to let us know, but as well as use of equipment. So safety first too, including trying to address beaver dams. So, all right, a couple other items. Just wanted to make mention that in the Michigan Department of Transportation bid letting on Friday, we have Squires Drive, so we'll see what that comes in at. Be very curious to see what happens there. The Safe Streets for All, that particular report, we do have the final report. We are just going to do a little Cliff Notes version or talking points, main highlights that came out of that, and we will be sharing that with the community. We'll be sharing that with our townships. We'll be putting it on our website, so more to come on that with a final Safe Streets for All report. Wanted to make mention that the Climax Crescent, it does have an article about road projects on MN Avenue and Mercury Drive scheduled for 2024, so there's a nice article there by the Climax Crescent. I know we had gotten quite a few service requests related to the light at that intersection. And this was just a good time for us to just share that was removed in advance of the project. So that has been shared in this article as well. And then my final couple items, the local road participation fund allocation and the packet will be going out. I did send each of you some talking points for each of the townships. It does include the local road participation fund packet in its entirety. So that is out this week. And then I want to thank Commissioner Boersma, who owns the idea of a calendar for each of our townships. This is the first time we've done this. I want to thank Selena Ryder, our communication administrator, Sarah Phillips, as well for working on this. We turned this around, Selena, what, 2 weeks? I don't even know if it was 2 weeks. It was quick. Roughly?
Yeah.
Is that close? Maybe it was even less than that. But each township is going to be receiving a calendar, and it is put together with photos from projects in their township. So there's no one township that has the exact same calendar. Again, new this year. We'll see what the feedback is. But again, I just really appreciate our team working hard and diligently, and for Commissioner Boersma's idea, we'll see what kind of feedback we get. But each township has a customized calendar. So Mark will be delivering those in the next few weeks. I know he delivered 2 today, I think, and I think it was well received. So appreciate that, and if you have feedback on these as well, we'll take that as we look to 2025. So thank you.
Thank you. We'll move into Commissioner's time. Commissioner Boersma.
Well, no updates from the County Environmental Health Advisory Council. I think we meet next February or something like that. I did have the opportunity to attend a steering committee meeting last year, for the 26th Street campus. So, some of the highlights from that is that we are about 14% done moving over to our new. We are
14% complete. Have you seen Joanna's office? No.
I have not seen Joanna's office, so and I imagine that we will find that the new office is not big enough for everything there. Or I hope not. So anyways, so the moving subcommittee gave its report, and we're hoping to gain occupancy of the new building sometime in early to mid-February. Pending, and then we can probably start moving even faster. Some of, especially the administration and the maintenance portion, the mechanics portion, we can't move things into until we have, the building inspector has approved.
Right, occupancy.
Yeah, yeah, so, you know, we're moving as fast as the building inspector will let us. And the celebration subcommittee is also meeting. And, so, I think everyone here has saved a date for, the March 14, family, afternoon, evening, open house, for road, commission, staff and employees and friends. And then March 21 will be the grand opening of the entire building. There'll be food truck there and sponsor and, you know, dignitaries and so on and so forth to be part of the grand opening. So
Great.
we're waiting to see what the speech from the chair is going to be, how long that's going to be and all that, so.
Chair's waiting also.
2, 3 words ought to do it.
Welcome.
Just pick the right ones.
Welcome.
So that is it for my update. And I just want to wish everyone a happy.
Thank you very much. Just a general, how far ahead of schedule are we for what we had planned? I mean, like at least a month, right? Yeah, at least a month ahead of time.
We initially planned for the month of May.
So, with all due respect to Commissioner Gissler in the back row, we are ahead of schedule. And we haven't spent more money than we thought we were going to.
Just couldn't resist.
I couldn't, I'm sorry, John. You and I are friends, you know, I just had to, but, yeah. But we're glad the Justice Center is open, absolutely. That's a very beautiful building and something certainly that the county needed, absolutely.
We didn't go over budget, but
No.
because of the delay getting in, we watched a lot of our contingency money
Yeah.
go out the window.
Okay, Commissioner Stahler,
Yeah, I'll echo
can you follow that?
comments for Happy New Year. I hope you all had safe, healthy, happy holiday season. You can tell my voice isn't great, so I had to fight off a little bit of crud there, attempt to. County Parks meets January 4, so update you after that. I just want to say I see some shiny new guardrail about in Cooper Township, so thank you for the work that's done there. Please don't hit those again. I think we're on round 2 or 3 on some of those, so to ourselves and motoring public, beware. I'd just like to thank the staff too for your work getting local projects out to the townships, be it bar funds, details of potential projects. I know a lot of work is happening there to pull that all together for this year, but also looking forward to next year and down the road. I see that you're doing that work and I appreciate that forward looking aspect to what you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Chair Pulaski.
Thank you, Chair. Just a quick comment or a question. I ran into Commissioner Jeff Hepler at a function just during the holidays or just before, and he asked about the temporary signal at G Avenue, and I think 32nd Street. Is that been taken down, I'm assuming, by now? It's gone by now?
I believe it's 35th Street.
35th, yes.
And that was probably the City of Kalamazoo project, and the temporary signals will be coming down if they have not already. They're already down.
Perfect, thank you.
And I will just add to that, those were temporary
Yep.
in response to that particular project. I know that we often hear that, oh, well, we liked them, so keep them up there.
I
But
don't
again,
think that's where you're
right,
going.
but just in case you do get questions, those were temporary just in for that particular project. And certainly an
good.
area for review. Thank you.
Thank you very much, appreciate that. Just a couple, one note, I got an email from Southwest Michigan First, the Kalamazoo Chamber. They're doing their listening tours, and I know the managing director sent me the stuff too. Texas Township, they're gonna be meeting at 8:30 in the morning on March 12th, which I do plan to attend. But they're also having one in Schoolcraft in Vicksburg on February 15th, a joint one, which I cannot attend. I'll be at a Michigan Works Southwest meeting, so if another commissioner would like to attend, that would be great. That's all I have. Happy New Year and safety first as we go through 2024.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
First of all, Happy New Year, obviously. We survived another, no one's sad to see 23 behind us, I don't think, for any number of reasons. So 24 should be pretty interesting too, for any number of reasons also. At any rate, I had no official, the vice chair and I met with the managing director on the 28th. That was about the only official meeting that I attended during the last 2 weeks. We have a meeting on the leadership team, myself, the vice chair, and the managing director, have a meeting with the leadership for the county board on Friday. Just a regularly scheduled event, or hopefully it's gonna be regularly scheduled, so. That's really all I have. Anyone wishing to add anything else? No, but then I would look for a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and support to adjourn. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Very good.
Re-